Sup, bitches?
I had to suck 5 dicks to get into this show. Let's see you top that.
Nagumo, wait. What about your parents?
Don't worry. They're at a funeral.
On the agenda today, there was a short response I wanted to do, but there was a video, a stream that I saw, where the Side Scroller podcast interviewed Darkside Phil. Adam Crigler is the one that I'm going to be mostly responding to here. He's one of the guys on the screen. He's the guy in the beanie in the upper right. And here's the thing. I like Adam Crigler to an extent. I don't really watch his podcast all that much, because on his own he's kind of dull for me.
What's he about? Like, what are
political commentary. He used to be the co-host to Timcast IRL, but then they had a falling out. Adam did a video about it not that long ago, and in all honesty, the video he did about it, like, while I understand why he got angry, I also, like, I don't know, it's hard for me to pick a side on it, because part of the reason he got mad is because, well, he snapped at Lydia, who was this, producer on the show, who he kind of alleges was, maybe having an affair with Tim. I don't know if that's true or not, but he kind of alleges that. But,
so it's drama there.
Yeah, like I said, I like Adam Crigler, but, like, also, like, the reason that he snapped at her was, I guess, that they were saying some stuff about abortion, and I guess kind of, like, looking at him for it, because he had an abortion in the past. As in, had one done. Obviously, he didn't do one to himself, but he paid for one, or something of that effect. I think he's pro-life now, and he, like, really regrets it, so it, like, fucked him up that they kind of, like, brought that up or something.
Right, because they brought up something that...
Right,
you know,
so I think it's something like that. He did a whole video on it.
How recent was this?
It happened a couple years ago, but he did the video on it last year, I think, like late last year. Anyway, he does like political commentary. He's typically right-wing space, usually tends to have takes I agree with. But in this case, I do not agree with him, and I think that he's being kind of a pussy. So, and I completely side with Darkside Phil in this case. It's funny because, like, Darkside Phil's a lolcow. He's pathetic, and I watch a lot of content that is detracting from him and insults him and makes fun of him.
Right, at its expense kind of shit.
Right, but in this case, I am 100% on Phil's side, so we're gonna just jump into it. Darkside Phil's a lolcow. He does gaming content. He does not take responsibility for any of the mistakes he makes most of the time. He constantly tries to get pity out of people, he e-begs. And so this is like the first interview Darkside Phil has done in years, by the way.
More chill content, interactive, meaningful content.
So this is a little bit before it. I went a little bit before. There's a specific clip they're going to play here.
Something real quick that could add to that stigma.
Here we go. This is where he pulls up the clip.
This is important. You said the light.
I think this is a bitch move that he pulls up this clip too, because again, it really seems pussy like. Like, Phil apologizes, backtracks, and shit like that, and I don't agree with that. But I don't think Phil did anything wrong in this clip they're about to show.
Which one's Phil?
Phil's the one in the bottom.
Okay. Phil's on the bottom.
I don't know this guy's name. I think... Yeah, no, this guy's Stuttering Craig, and then this is Adam Crigler.
A year ago, you got to change. You change your background and stuff. But I want to bring up, like, there's still jokes that are made that that don't necessarily, like, they don't fit today.
So...
Yeah, see, so he's noticed he's introducing it, saying there's jokes that you make that don't really fit today, which to me it already raises a red flag to me of where this is going, right? And it's actually because of this part that I actually stopped watching this interview, but you'll see, because like the clip they show, I don't think Phil did anything wrong.
And I want to play one for you really quick and just kind of get your reaction to this. Okay, so this is. Yeah, so you know where this is going, and I want to watch this so we all understand.
So if you notice, the video they pull up says DSP makes racist joke.
All right, boys, prepare the slave trade. We're selling it right off for profit.
That's the entire joke, and they're gonna make a huge deal about this.
That's it?
Yeah. He said, all right, boys, prepare the slave trade. Let's sell her off for profit. Like, it's just a joke. It's, like, not even, like...
But that's not even like a whole thing.
Yeah, it's like a one 5-second joke. And they're going to make, especially Adam here, Adam is going to make a big deal about it and sound like a fucking pussy. Well, right now the game's really quiet. It doesn't really matter what the game's saying, because...
lots of money.
There we go. Yeah, he also said she's worth lots of money. That's it. And look at his face. He looks so fucking horrified. It's like, have you never heard a fucking joke before?
So
I've joked like that with my friends all the
what's
time.
going on there, man? Like, let's talk about that. Like, how does that?
What's going
when you
on there?
see
Like,
that-
it's such an issue.
When you see that, how does that make you feel? What are you thinking? Do you regret that, saying that? Like, is that edgy humor?
Well, first of all, I have an honest question for you guys. You now
See, so now this is where Phil is going to try to explain it away, which I really don't even think is necessary. I think he should. What Phil's response should be here is, "It's a joke. What's the big deal?" But he's going to try to justify it and explain it and apologize, which I think is the pussy move. I think he should have just stood by it and said, "It's just a joke. Deal with it."
Right. Oh, hey, Hybrid, what's up?
Okay.
No, I
Is that
haven't.
the first time? Okay.
Yo, hey, what's up, guys?
What's up, Hybrid? We're live on YouTube. I'm doing a short response, then we're just going to kind of chit-chat after.
Slave trade.
Alright,
That's what it sounded like. That's pretty fucked up.
Pussy.
See, look, he's like, it's pretty fucked up. It's
Pretty
like, dude,
fucked up.
he made a quick joke, and you're making such a fucking big deal about it.
From what reference do you think? How can I say this? Okay, I'll approach it from the detractor perspective. Okay, from the detractor perspective.
No, I want to hear your.
I don't think there
perspective of
needs to
what
be
you meant.
perspectives. I just
Right,
think
yeah.
it's a joke and plain and simple.
Yeah, like again, I couldn't finish this interview because Adam really pissed me off here with how much of a fucking baby he sounded like.
We'll do both.
It's pretty obvious what the detractors mean. Like for me, that would have put me on the detractor side. Cause
Really? Why? It's a fucking edgy joke.
Sounds like
you'd think he'd be able to handle it because again, this Adam Crigler, he's typically like right-wing, anti-woke shit, and this shit just pisses him off because he's being a fucking baby.
Well, that's even
Making a
worse
joke
because he's usually
about
supposed to
selling
be
that
the
little
kind
girl
Yeah.
that,
slave trade.
you know,
How
wouldn't
is
care
it
about
not
this.
That? Like, what did you mean?
Oh no,
Is it-
that's
is it-
absolutely, that's the joke. But there's a difference between saying that's okay and it's funny, or the ridiculousness of the situation. See, you just saw that clip completely out of context, correct? You don't know what's going on.
See, again, Phil could have left it at that. Now he's going to give this whole big, long explanation of the context. I don't think it needs context. It's a fucking joke.
Game right there.
Yeah.
Okay, explain the context then.
That sheriff is a corrupt sheriff. He is actually orchestrating a situation to try to murder people inside a building to protect his secrets. He's like a dark guy who controls the whole town, and no one knows this. Everyone thinks the sheriff's a squeaky clean guy. So this is being revealed throughout the plot of the game. He's a scumbag, right? So the joke is this guy's such a scumbag. He's saying to the dad, "I'm going to save your daughter. Give me your daughter. Let's take him in and rescue her." But in reality, he's such a scumbag. He'd probably do something like that. He'd probably, traffic people. That's the joke.
And like they're gonna.
I think it's a little dumb that they're going into analysis and breaking down the backstory of the video.
Well, yeah, but like I said, Phil likes to try and appear like he's always the good guy, so I feel like he apologizes and shit way more than he needs to. That's my biggest gripe with Phil in this case. There's plenty of other things to criticize Phil with, like I said, the e-bagging, the just lots of things about him are but his edgy humor has never been one of the things that I felt is a valid criticism.
Right.
Joe, now, is it a joke that's acceptable by today's standards? By 80% of people, probably not.
Who cares whose standards it's okay by? It's a fucking joke. Let
These
them do
people
it.
act like they've never been to high school and they never
These
heard
people would not
joke
last
like
5
this in their
seconds in
game.
a fucking Modern Warfare 2 lobby or a Halo 3 lobby.
They would not.
With you?
Do you think that's a joke? Like, do you think that's a joke acceptable by any standards? Like,
Yes. Fuck you. Why are you being
But
such a
it's-
fucking beta bitch?
It's funny because that they say that because, people joke like this all the time.
So they're gonna insinuate that this joke wouldn't have been okay 10 years ago, and they're absolutely wrong. But I'll let them do that real quick before we get.
Actually,
into
would
that.
have been even better 10 years ago.
Well, people would have accepted it just fine 10 years ago.
Exactly.
I don't.
Even a decade ago, 2
Right.
decades ago, 3 decades
Like,
ago.
You're not just wrong, you're stupid. And you're ugly, just like your mum.
Bullshit,
No,
Adam.
3 decades ago, absolutely it would have been praised.
Fucking shut the hell up, you fucking pussy. God damn, this really pissed me off. Just how much of a bitch
And
they sound
how
like.
long do they go on about it?
They go on about it for a fat minute.
Oh, damn.
And
I
it's
It's a
like,
long fat
I just
minute, bro.
want to hear your thoughts on that because I think there's edgy content, then there's inappropriate content.
Again, making a slave
you're
joke.
drawing
Making a slave
a
joke, I think,
very
falls
weird
into edgy
line.
content. Like, and the thing is, they're acting like he's making a joke about a real person. If he was making a joke about someone who had actually been sold into slavery and was making a joke about them, I could see that being tasteless. That'd be different. Although, to be clear, although I say it would be tasteless and different, I don't think that necessarily makes it wrong either. I think it's totally fine to joke about real events, too. But this is about a fictional character, and they're making a big deal about it just because of the connotations, which I think is really, really pussy shit to do.
And we've all been guilty of edgy content before, you know.
Guilty.
So.
I think it's
fuck is there anything guilty about?
Exactly. I don't think it's anything to feel guilty about. Like
I don't regret making edgy jokes. It's funny. It's called comedy. It's supposed to take a jab.
Skirting the risque, okay? Not to say that I've heard much worse, obviously, from other people. But
yeah, obviously there are much worse jokes out there than "Hell, it's seller for profit."
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, for me to do it, I know that. And you know, there's
especially with what's following you around, you know, your reputation, right?
Well, his reputation is like the only the jokes in his reputation is one of the things that I think people blow out of proportion. Like, there's like a Dead Space 2 playthrough he did where he pretended to be like a Nazi the whole time, and everyone made a big deal about that one too, and he got banned from Blip TV because of it.
What?
Like, it wasn't like the funniest thing in the world because the connection made no sense. Like, he was pretending that Isaac was like a Nazi and like the last Nazi. He kept making like, you know, oh, you Jew, you big nose freak, Jews in space, you see what happens. Like, it was really weird and didn't make any sense. But like, people made a way bigger deal. Like, it was a bad joke, but I'm never gonna like get on someone.
It wasn't a bad joke because it was offensive. It's a bad joke because it just doesn't make sense.
Do you think that if the light truly went off in your head to say like I gotta change, don't you think it would be like, well, maybe I should bite my tongue on this one?
Fuck you.
See, they sound woke saying shit like this.
But wait a minute. Bite your tongue and change. This isn't like, you know, really deep character issues. These are just fucking jokes.
Yeah.
And wait. And like, they sound woke, but you say that a lot of them make edgy jokes.
The thing is, this is nothing. This is a non-issue.
But they sound like pussies.
Yeah, they do. And like the response in the live chat is kind of split on it. If you look at his live chat,
this content's not edgy. This interview is literally someone
like some people will say, you know, it's just a joke.
God damn it! Act like this is a fucking courthouse.
Yeah.
This is the jury. This is
right.
But how about I bite my tongue on this?
Yes.
How about you don't tell someone what they can and can't say, you fucking coward?
I 100% agree with you, and it's a working process. It's something that.
See, again, the thing I think Phil does is the fact that he agrees with them and backpedals. That's the part I think that he fails at here.
Has to happen naturally over time. It's not something that can be a switch that's flipped because, you know, again, I was someone who's done this for 15 years back in the day. That's what people came to watch. That's the content they wanted from me.
Oh yeah, you had such a tragic backstory of making just jokes.
Unacceptable,
ridiculous,
absolutely. Dark humor joke. Okay.
Well, like Phil, like I miss Edgy Phil. Edgy Phil was so much more. Like Edgy Phil was fun Phil. Like he wasn't.
But were they actually fun? Were they actually funny jokes? Like
every once in a while there'd be something that's funny. Like I would take Edgy Phil in a heartbeat over how fucking boring he is now.
He sounds like he's like regretting like a deep past issue.
Right. Yeah, well, and that's the thing is, I don't think he actually cares. I think he hams it up to try and appeal to people who get mad at him.
I don't think a lot of people really care about
the joke itself. Like, there's lots of bad behavior Phil has to criticize him for, like I said, but his jokes are not one of them.
The thing is, those jokes still click in my head. I absolutely should have not done that joke. I will tell you that right now, 1,000,000%. You know, but it's a working process. And here's...
See what I mean? He sounds like he's apologizing for, like, fucking beating
He sounds like he's getting, like, that... Yeah.
All right? I've been doing this for 15 years. I've been doing it full-time for a job since 2011. I do it 6 days a week full-time. 6 days a week I'm here.
Again, he feels such a need to over-explain. It's like, Phil, just own it and say, no, fuck you. I'm standing by it. That's what he should have done.
Exactly.
I have over
100,000
videos.
Yeah.
Okay? People will always find something that moment of weakness, that stupid thing that I said. I know, stupid Phil. Why the hell did I make that joke?
God damn, he's like trying to like beg for mercy a little bit.
Well, yeah.
Is apologize for it, say you're gonna do better, and try not to do it. and move on. Now, there's a reason why I'm on this show today. Okay, this is what, March.
See, and like they're still going on about this joke. Like this is one clip that they showed.
This has been like 4 minutes.
Like for context, this is just supposed to be an interview of Phil. It's just talking about his career and his detractors. That's what it's supposed to be.
On the internet, it gets hyper analyzed, looked in with a microscope and blown away.
I agree with him there.
I
agree with him there that shit gets blown out of proportion a lot. Like I said, a lot of the hate about him is justified because
He's right, but he's hyper-analyzing himself.
Right, exactly. And like I said, obviously I criticize Phil. There's a lot of things I don't like about Phil. I don't hate Phil as a person, but he is a bad content creator.
Phil is. Have you watched the last 5 years of content I put out? There's probably... Okay, yes, I'm a human. I make errors. Absolutely. And I'm stupid, and I do dumb stuff when I get over-emotional. People see that clip out of context, like you guys just did. And if all you knew of Darkside Phil was that joke, you would hate my guts.
No,
like,
I don't think I'd hate anyone for that joke.
Trafficking. What kind of a horrible person thinks child trafficking is funny when you watch it?
I mean, look, fucked up shit can be funny in the right context. And look at Adam. He looks like angry. Look at that fucking soy anger face.
It looks like his soul just left his body.
In context, it's not as bad, but it's still bad. But when you watch
the context that you explained didn't make it any better. I'll be honest.
That's fine. I agree.
Because
that's fine.
I'm not sure which character.
Now he's agreeing.
Again, Phil agrees and backpedals way too much in this. That's another thing.
Then what does he?
Well, because he's trying to appeal to them. He wants to appear as positive as physically possible in this interview. Like that's what Phil wanted, was like a puff piece to make him like look better, to try and turn people to his side. Which obviously this isn't going to do because he's still being Phil, not taking accountability, being a coward, and being Phil.
Right.
It's just this one part of the interview really rubbed me the wrong way, and I am completely on Phil's side in this case.
Like portraying, so were you acting as the sheriff in that situation?
Yes. That's why I did like the accent. Yes.
I don't know. I think that like in a situation like that, like we live in a society now where
boys, we live in a society. You said it, boys.
Look, I understand that going into this interview that literally every second of this is going to be analyzed, and Adam understands that, and you understand that, right? But and literally everything you say, there's a camera on you at all times, especially when you're a live streamer, And I mean, for somebody who does this for a living, I just feel like you have to be able to bite your tongue.
No, fuck you. Fuck you, bitch.
But then you're still limited.
Yeah. No, fuck that.
That sometimes, and you need to know better.
You've got to do better, Senator.
You said it yourself.
You got to do better, Senator.
Which was flipped, and I understand that. I totally understand. I am very forgiving of mistakes, right? But when there's a pattern of these things,
oh my God, who the hell cares?
Who cares?
But they act like this is like a pattern of.
They act like he's beating his wife or something.
Exactly. This isn't like an intervention over abusive behavior. This is just fucking jokes.
Yeah.
Of time, like it's no longer a mistake. It's a continuation. So I don't know. I think
these are adult men.
If you're saying,
scary.
Yeah, I know these are adult men acting like fucking children, getting butthurt over a joke.
This is very sad.
Yeah.
I'm also a big believer in taking people at their word, right? Up until their actions show different. So you're saying that over the course of since that joke, you've been pretty squeaky clean, and you haven't made inappropriate jokes like that are that.
He has to check his record.
I don't. Here's the thing. I don't want to say that because I'm here 6 days a week full time. That's a lot of my life, and I guarantee you, if I say, man, yeah, that was it, Craig, that's all I remember. Immediately there'll be other examples tossed out right now, and they'll find it, right?
I understand.
And that's the problem is when you are 100% on the internet at all times, with the amount of content I put out on the internet, they will always find it.
I mean, he does have a point. He does stream 6 days a week. Again, he uses that as an excuse for a lot of things, but in this case, it is true. It's like he can't remember every single thing he said on every single stream.
I don't remember half the shit I say.
I am actively
How can you expect anyone to?
I will say is this. You would be challenged in the last maybe 2-3 years to really find a running pattern of me doing.
And again, they're still going on about this joke.
Really bad.
This has been like almost 10 minutes.
Maybe you'll find a few. I'm definitely a flawed individual. But you're not gonna find it as like you wouldn't say, oh, here's 47 times within a year that Phil did that. I know for a fact he's a scumbag, right? You'll find one time here, one time here, one.
Far too apologetic. Far too apologetic. Far too trying to say that he's changed. Just fucking tell him no. Fuck you. How about that?
One time here, and then they blow it up on the internet.
You just gave so many different people a reason to do exactly that.
Oh, they will. I know that, but the thing is, they do it anyway. It doesn't matter what I say or do.
Here's the thing. He is right. People are gonna make clips of him anyway. Like, I mean, he might be right about there being like a Streisand effect of it, but it's like people always do take clips out of Phil out of context. That's kind of the point. I mean, that's why I enjoy watching detractor content.
Right. This is what they do. So
now you said that the switch in your brain, you know, was off, so that you made that joke. Like, do you have it in there that it's like thinking like when you said that you're like maybe that was too much? Or,
what the fuck?
No, it wasn't.
Oh
Fuck
my
you.
god! Like they're analyzing his brain.
Yeah, it's so fucking pathetic, dude.
This is degeneracy.
Like, this is ridiculous.
You were just free flowing, and that's just kind of you.
Let me put it this way: if I'm streaming and a joke pops into my head, and I feel, oh man, that's probably too much. Today, I usually will not say it. Usually, it would be a extenuating circumstance or just for a second, a momentary lapse. I feel like what that was a momentary lapse because I've done it for so long. I get this weird observational humor in my head, and my brain is going a million miles a minute. Here's a joke. Here's a joke. Here's a joke.
Do you fancy yourself as a comedian? Like, because you're telling us that people come to your streams to watch you, rage react to streams and things like that. I don't necessarily, and I don't know. I'm asking, and I think this is probably a better question for your fans. Are they coming to watch for those edgy jokes, or are they coming to watch you?
I mean, that'd be the one thing I'd watch him for, because a lot of his other shit, like, granted, watching him get angry is the reason I watch content, like, hit content of Phil now. Like, I don't watch stuff on his channel directly. I watch, recuts that are done by detractors.
A lot of people watch Rage Bait.
Again, old school Phil, though, was way more entertaining than current Phil. Current Phil is fucking boring.
I can't imagine that this guy was funny at any point in his life.
It's not that he was funny, it's just that he was less dull. You know what I mean?
Right.
Rage, because...
Right.
I don't know, man. It just
I'll see you guys later. Have a good day, guys.
Yeah, have a good one, Hybrid. Thanks for stopping by.
It doesn't fit. That's
I
a
agree
really...
with you. I agree. I actually agree with you today.
God.
I should not have made that joke. I know that. That today, you're 100% correct. 15 years ago, even 10 years ago, it was a different climate on YouTube. And
he's apologizing like he's scared they're going to condemn him.
So this was last year, you said?
That was probably summer of last year, yes.
So, because it just feels like a big leap from going from a sheriff who is, like, trying to kill people to seeing a little black girl and thinking a slave trade.
See, look what I mean. Like, Phil never even brought up the race of the child. Like, so now he's making it look, it's a racist thing. Because slavery.
Yeah, like he's cornering him.
Yeah.
I didn't even really... Oh, well, not that it matters, but I didn't really notice she was black. Because I didn't see the video part too well.
Okay.
Mostly her back.
Well, like, the thing is, like, I genuinely, like, think that Phil was being honest in his reason for making the joke. I don't think it matters either way.
Yeah, intention doesn't matter. It's a joke.
Yeah, so I think that, because, like, he's saying it's such a leap for this sheriff to want to kill people to slavery. It's like, but both are bad things, and he's trying to say this guy's a bad guy. I think that it makes sense that you would make a joke like that. He's trying to say, look how horrible he is. Like, again, I don't know if that's actually his intention, nor do I care, because it's a fucking joke.
Like, regardless, it's still a joke.
Yeah.
And it's at the expense of something.
Right. Anyway.
And it's not even real.
Right.
They're not even real people.
Right.
That's the best part.
Oh, now you said it. Now you said it.
See what?
You said black girl.
It was on
that's
screen.
Correct. That's correct. And herein lies the problem.
What?
I didn't think that. In my mind...
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
You're right. You're right.
I look, I think that you're making a mountain out of a molehill. I agree that it doesn't matter, but for a completely different reason. Because he's trying to say, it doesn't matter because it's going to come off as racist. I'm saying it doesn't matter because it's a fucking joke.
Exactly.
You're right. I agree with you. But in my mind, I didn't even see that. I didn't think that. That's,
Okay.
you know, the joke was, this is a scumbag sheriff. He's literally lying to everyone. If he's going to traffic someone for profit, I wouldn't be shocked. It wasn't, she's a black girl going to the slave trade. And that's stupid of me. Why the hell did I not make that connection in my head? Because I'm stupid.
Okay.
You know, I admit that. I'm
Oh,
dumb.
he's so fucking angry for literally no reason.
Oh,
I don't know if I believe that.
Believe it!
Fuck you, it's totally
I
believable.
don't care. I don't care what he believes. It's a
But
joke.
what he should have said is, I don't care if you believe that, is what he should have said.
You don't have to. That's fine.
Okay.
You don't have to believe me. I can't make you believe me. I didn't think of it at one moment. Did I ever think, oh, she's a black girl, make a slavery joke? Absolutely not. It
Even if he did, I don't care, that's fine. I make slavery jokes all the time.
was about
Exactly.
child trafficking, essentially, and that this guy would have probably done that because he's such a piece of garbage.
I like how he acts like if it's a black slavery joke, that's somehow more bad than child sex trafficking or something.
Yeah, because I would think that child sex trafficking is objectively worse.
Right.
Okay.
Let's talk about your. I feel like we can. I feel like we can go on.
Okay,
for,
that's where they're done talking about it. So yeah, that's that response.
Yeah, they went on for like 10 minutes.
Yeah, it's
and
pathetic.
That degeneracy. I think the one in the beanie, and honestly, the one in the top left.
Yeah.
They pissed me off the most because.
Yeah, well, of course they did. That's
acted
the
like
reason.
They were fucking judges in the stand. Mainly the ball cap dude.
Yeah.
There was something about him. It's just like it's gross to me.
I think Adam pissed me off more just because I like Adam outside of this typically. But this really made me lose a lot of respect for him. And I've started to realize that he's a very petty person and he gets angry very easily.
What am I watching? I don't know, but I hate it.
Subscribe to Redeye.